So we're just gonna, you know, have a little chit chat. Don't judge me, but I do have my wine in here. I just like to have closed containers sometimes. But I just wanted to have a little chit chat. This story time will be about a little bit of everything throughout the series. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a whole series for the month of October, and I'm going to incorporate it with my Vlogtober. I won't be doing a story time every day, but I will try to do a story time at least once a week during this Vlogtober. So this is gonna be kind of funny because I am a whole different person now, guys. Like, I have grown, I am totally different, but I'm not gonna lie and act like I have always been a good girl. Because I have not. You know, as I got older, as I got married, as I had kids, things changed. But before, I was the hot girl. Before hot girl was a hot girl summer. You know, I had plenty of hot girl summers before, you know, that was a thing. But we're just gonna jump right into it. So today I'm gonna be doing a story of time about my, what would I say, my high school crush or early teen crush or whatever, and how that unfolded. So growing up, I had my wild days. So teenager years, I was one of those kids that, you know, we went to the teen parties that, you know, got real hyped. You know, I was in the Nuck If You Buck era. So, you know, it was a lot of crazy things going on those teen parties. Thinking back at it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what was I doing? You know, if my kids say, Mommy, can I go to this teen party? I'm gonna have, you know, some thoughts, because I know what was going on at our teen parties. But anyways, in these teen parties, it was this guy, and I'm gonna call him Debo. Okay, I'm gonna call him Debo because he had a nice body, and he was just I always saw him throwing people out the club. So he was a little bit older than me. So at this time, I probably was like 15, 16. He probably was like 18. So it was innocent. It was just like one of those things we would go, you know, some days he would let me get in free, and I would just be like, oh, hi, Debo, whatever. But I had this crush on him. Like, he had the nicest body. Oh my gosh. Like, oh, he had like just, I just had so many crazy dreams about him growing up. Well, in that era time, I probably was like a junior, senior year. So as I got close to my senior year, I was really wild. Like, we were going out all the time. And at this time, now my senior year, we wasn't going to the teen parties. We were going into the grown-up clubs. And back in my hometown, our grown-up clubs were mostly 18 and older. But they did have some that was 21 and older. But the 18 and older clubs, they did allow alcohol, but you got like a black X on your hand if you were under 21. And then you got a wristband if you were 21, or it was the other way around. It could be different things. But we were going into the grown-up clubs. Didn't have no business going, but we were going. And at that time, now he done started being like a security at the grown-up clubs or whatever. And he was like doing security. He was also into party promotions. He was all into that nightlife scene. Again, I still had a crush on him. Like, I've been having a crush on him for years, like years and years and years. So this is probably like year 4, okay? So I remember after I graduated high school, like, I went out one night, and this was probably during the summer, and, you know, again, on my hot girl summer stuff. And I just went in there. You know, that time I was looking good. I had me a fresh roller wrap. Back then, you know, it wasn't no lace fronts and all of that type of stuff. We went to the salon and had our natural hair done, even though I still get my natural hair done now, even though it looks a mess. But this is all natural hair. But back then, I used to rock the roller wraps, right? So I had just got a fresh roller wrap, had my nails done. So I was really feeling myself. Like, when I was in my teens, like, you couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was the finest thing walking. Like, I had a big head. I was that girl that thought she was, when people are like, oh, she thinks she all that. And I probably did. So what's your point, you know? But so I had a lot of confidence when I was in my teens, whatever. So this night in particular, I was looking good, had my shades on, my fresh roller wrap. I go in, he's like, oh, hey, you look cute tonight. You look cute tonight. And I was like, am I? Like, can I get in for free? And he's like, yeah. So he like let me in for free. He didn't even put the X on my hand. Sorry to blow his cover, but he didn't even put the X on my hand. So I was able to get some drinks, you know. And then he even like got me a drink or whatever. But you know, this is back in 07, 08. So don't judge me now, okay? This is back in the days, okay? But anyway, so then he started coming towards me in the club now. He like, oh, what's up? I'm like, graduated? I'm like, yeah, I graduated like 2 weeks ago. Blah, blah, blah. We end up talking that night. He ended up getting my number. No, baby, wait. No, wait in a minute, okay? I know, but I'm doing a story time. So he ended up getting my number. Blah, blah, blah. So, you know, whatever. So then like a couple of days later, we like, oh, I want to take you out to dinner. We can go to the movies. You know, I'm freshly 18 now. He's like 20, 21. I don't even think, no, he was 21. I was freshly 18. He was 21. So he ended up coming to pick me up. We went to dinner. We went to the movies. And he didn't try anything. He was such a gentleman. I was like, ooh, he fine. He got a nice body and he a gentleman, you know. So then the next, like a couple of days later, he's like, oh, what you doing this weekend? I want to take you out. You want to go to the club with me? And I'm like, club with you? Because at that time, you know, I had me a little lineup, you know. Like, I don't know if we could be seen in public because I got a couple of you guys. But anyways, we end up, so I was like, oh no, you know, I see you in the club. What club you gonna be at tonight? Blah, blah, blah. And he like, oh, I'm gonna be at this club that we used to call Hammer Jacks or whatever. So I was like, okay, Debo, I see you there. He's like, oh, you want me to pick you up? I'm like, nah, I see you there, you know, we can hook up when we get there. So he was like, I ain't gotta work tonight, so I got time. I ain't gonna be on the door, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, cool, you know, when we get there, you know, we can hang out. So we get to the club, you know, my body looking nice, you know, looking fine, like I'm always at that time. And so he ended up seeing me in there and he walked up to me. He like, back that time, you know, we used to do I don't know what the dance were called, but it wasn't called twerking back then, you know, it wasn't called twerking, but you know, it got real rowdy in those clubs, you know, we were pretty much freaking with our clothes on. So I ended up dancing with him or whatever. And then he like, oh, you want to go to Waffle House? Because back in that time, like after the clubs, everybody used to go to Waffle House, or we used to go to Steak and Shake, because those were 24 hours. Like it used to be, those used to be like the after club. So he's like, you want to go to Waffle House with me? And I'm like, yeah, I go. And he's like, okay, just as soon as it's over, as soon as the light turn on or whatever, meet me at the door. And I'm like, well, you know, I got my cousin with me. He's like, oh, she can come too. You know, whatever. So I told my cousin, like, we're gonna go with Debo and his friends. We're gonna go to Waffle House. You know, it's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning now. We at Waffle House, and you know, we chilling. He smelling good. Like, oh, he's so fine. To this day, he's still fine. Whatever. At that moment, he was fine. But anyway, so we go to Waffle House, and now he's like trying to take me home, and I'm like, oh no, this is just, you know, it ain't none of that. But I'm like, he like, you know, rubbing on my leg and blah blah blah. Like, can I take you out? Can we go home? I'm like, no, it ain't that type of party. You know, I was freaking at that age. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, I was still trying to put on my little good girl act. So I was like, oh no, not tonight. And I was like, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, the next day, or whatever. He like texts me early in the morning, like, let's go to breakfast. I'm like, dude, we just went to Waffle House 3 hours ago. Like, we literally just had waffles 3 hours ago. Like, I'm not about to get out of my bed. Like, I'm freshly at 18, out of high school, just graduated. Like, it's Sunday night, I think. I mean, Sunday morning, and I'm tired. Like, no. So he's like, what about lunch? Let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings. And I'm like, I think about it. So he started blowing on my phone. At that time, I still, no, I didn't have the flip phone anymore. At that time, I had a Blueberry. I had a Blueberry then. So He blowing on my phone, and I'm like, okay, I didn't end up going nowhere. But that Monday, I was like, okay, I'll hang out with you. He was like, we'll go to my house. I'm like, yeah. But now I'm like, I'm ready to give Debo the goodies. I'm ready to give Debo the goodies. I'm tired of acting. I'm tired of like putting on this nice girl act. It's time to get busy, right? So I thought. So he come pick me up Monday nights, probably like around 10. We go there, we riding around, he making a couple plays. Like telling this story just made me feel so bad. Like I'm a grown woman now, but back then I liked it, you know, the dope boys. But anyways, he, you know, making a couple plays or whatever. We get back to his house and we watching a movie. This was way before Netflix and chill. I don't even remember, like, it was a DVD. So we like watching a movie or whatever, and I'm like, ooh, now he take his shirt off. And I'm like, this is why I've been having a crush on this guy for like 4 or 5 years now. I'm in the house with him. He took his shirt off. He got this, the best body I've ever seen in my life. Just everything just turning me on, right? So he sit back on the couch. I just get closer to him. Now I'm the aggressor. Now I'm like, you minds, and I'm about to get what I want to get out of you, right? So I started touching on him, like, you know, I've been waiting for 4 or 5 years for you. So this is where it gets real awkward, right? So I pull his pants down and I like touch him. And this guy I've been having a crush on for 5 years, that had the best body in the freaking world, right? Smells freaking amazing. I go to touch his thingy and it's tiny. When I say tiny, I mean tiny. And it caught me off guard. So I looked down and I accidentally laughed. I was like, and that hurt his milk, right? He got so mad at me. He got to cursing me out. He was like, he called me out my name and he was like, you're gonna walk home. Sorry guys, when I was putting this video together trying to edit it, I realized that I deleted the end of it because I had run out of storage and I did a lot of videos that day and I totally deleted the wrong video. Saw that shirt and deleted the wrong video. Anyways, I wanted to tell you guys how the end of that story went. The end of that story went, of course, he told me that I had to walk home, and I was looking at him like he was crazy, like, you got me messed up, I'm not walking home. But then again, you know, I was like, had a little, like, you know, I hope I don't gotta act crazy, hope he don't act crazy, because I see him throw people out the club before. Like, I know what he can do, so he better not try anything. So I told him, like, no, I'm not walking home. But anyways, long story short, he ended up taking me back home. You know, we in the car, it's quiet as fuck. I'm looking at him like, I don't know if I gotta jump out this car. Do I gotta mace you? Like, I don't know. But I'm looking at him. I get out the car and he's like, Bree, are you mad at me? I'm sorry. And I just like shut the door and said, don't fucking talk to me. And I went in the house. So this was like right before I had went to college. So I ended up going to college that fall in another city, another state. So I wasn't around that much. But anyways, anytime I would come home to visit, like on certain holidays or weekends, I would go out, I would see him. He would still try to talk to me. And every time he'll be like, are you mad? And I would just ignore him or be like, bitch, don't talk to me. Or I would roll my eyes or whatever the case might be. Like, I just was like, I'm not talking to you ever again. Like, you showed me a whole nother crazy side and I'm not there for it, right? So, you know, later on, like a few years after that happened, I kind of felt guilty a little bit because he ended up getting shot up in the club. He got like shot a couple times on his back, and then he was in a hospital, and then he was in a coma, and then like after a week of being in a coma and stuff and being paralyzed, he ended up dying. So I kind of felt bad because like my last words with him was always, don't fucking talk to me. Don't fucking talk to me. Even though I shouldn't feel bad because, you know, he did some violating stuff. Like you literally like flipped out on me and showed me a whole different crazy side of you. But just knowing that like how that ended kind of like, you know, made me feel bad. But anyways, that is the end of that video. I hope you did enjoy this story time. Again, I have a couple more story times I would like to talk about and later on. So talk to you guys later.